Respect is one of the strangest currencies in human life. It cannot be bought, it cannot be forced, and once it disappears, many people believe it is gone forever. But the truth is more complicated than that. Respect rarely disappears overnight. It erodes slowly. A few weak boundaries, a few moments where you tolerated behavior that quietly reduced your value. A few times where you chose approval over integrity. Then one day, something feels different. People interrupt you more often. Your opinions carry less weight. Your presence no longer shifts the room the way it once did. And that moment is painful because it forces you to confront a difficult reality. Respect has been lost. But here is what most people never learn. Respect can return. Not through anger, not through confrontation, not through demanding that people treat you differently. Respect returns when you change the way you live. The Stoic philosophers understood this deeply. Long before modern psychology existed, thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca studied the hidden mechanics of human behavior. They understood something powerful. When a person masters themselves, the world begins to respond differently. Respect is not demanded, it is reflected. Before we begin, understand something important. Most people who watch this video will agree with everything being said. They will nod. They will feel inspired. They will promise themselves that they will change tomorrow. And then tomorrow arrives and nothing changes. The same habits remain. The same weaknesses remain. The same lack of discipline continues quietly shaping their lives. But a small minority of people will actually apply these lessons. If you are part of that minority, the ones rebuilding their discipline, their boundaries, and their self-respect, support this channel. Press like so this message reaches someone who needs it. Subscribe if you are building a life of internal strength instead of external validation. And comment respect if today is the day you stop tolerating the behaviors that made you lose it. Now let's begin. Lesson 1. Stop explaining yourself to everyone. One of the fastest ways to lose respect is constant explanation. When you explain every decision, justify every action, and defend every boundary, you quietly communicate something dangerous. You are seeking approval. And the moment people sense that approval matters to you, your authority weakens. The Stoics believed your life is not a public debate. Not everyone deserves access to your reasoning. Some people are simply observers, not judges. When you constantly defend your decisions, you invite criticism from people who never earned the right to evaluate your life in the first place. Sometimes the most powerful response is simple clarity. This is the decision I made. No speech, no debate, no explanation, just certainty. People respect certainty far more than they respect explanations. Lesson 2. Repair your boundaries immediately. Weak boundaries invite strong disrespect. Human beings are constantly testing invisible limits in every relationship. If someone interrupts you and you tolerate it, they will keep interrupting you. If someone dismisses your opinion and you stay silent, they will keep dismissing you. This is not always intentional cruelty. Often it is simply human nature responding to signals. Epictetus taught that we train people how to treat us through our responses. Every time you tolerate disrespect, you reinforce a pattern. Your silence becomes permission. Your tolerance becomes expectation. But the moment you calmly reinforce your boundaries, something shifts. Not through aggression, not through shouting, through consistency. Boundaries that are calmly maintained eventually reshape the way others interact with you. Lesson 3. Stop seeking approval. Approval seeking is one of the most destructive habits for personal authority. When your decisions depend on the opinions of others, your life becomes unstable. Because opinions are unstable. Today, people support you. Tomorrow, they criticize you. If your identity is tied to their reactions, you will spend your life adjusting yourself to satisfy a moving target. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself constantly that public opinion has no stable center. The crowd changes its mind daily. Respect begins when you stop performing for the crowd. When your decisions are guided by reason instead of approval, your behavior becomes more consistent. And consistency is the foundation of authority. Lesson 4. Control your emotional reactions. Emotional reactivity destroys respect faster than almost anything else. When someone can provoke you easily, they gain control over your behavior. A simple insult can change your mood. A small criticism can ruin your day. A disagreement can trigger anger that clouds your judgment. The Stoics practiced emotional discipline because they understood a critical truth. The person who controls their reactions controls their life. Anger may feel powerful in the moment, but uncontrolled anger often exposes weakness. Calmness does something different. Calmness shifts the balance of power. When you remain composed while others lose control, people instinctively recognize strength. Emotional stability creates a quiet authority that words cannot manufacture. Lesson 5. Become extremely reliable. Reliability is one of the rarest forms of strength in modern life. Many people talk confidently but fail to follow through. Promises are made easily and forgotten just as easily. But a reliable person becomes noticeable very quickly. If you say you will do something, do it. If you commit to something, finish it. Over time, this simple habit creates something powerful: predictability. People begin to trust your words because your actions consistently match them. Respect grows naturally around individuals whose behavior is dependable. Lesson 6. Improve yourself quietly. One of the most common mistakes people make when trying to regain respect is arguing for it. They attempt to convince others that they deserve better treatment. But respect cannot be negotiated through conversation. It must be observed through behavior. The Stoics believed improvement should often happen quietly. Instead of arguing with people who underestimate you, invest that energy into development. Learn new skills, strengthen your discipline, improve your thinking. Eventually, your results will speak louder than your explanations ever could. Lesson 7. Speak less, observe more. Authority rarely belongs to the loudest person in the room. It often belongs to the person who speaks the least, but speaks with precision. When someone talks constantly, their words lose weight. When someone speaks carefully, their words carry impact. Seneca warned that wisdom is often hidden behind silence. Observation reveals information that constant talking cannot. The person who observes more understands more, and understanding increases influence. Lesson 8. Walk away from disrespect. Not every situation deserves your energy. Some environments are built on disrespect. Some individuals thrive on conflict and provocation. Remaining in those environments slowly drains your mental strength. The Stoics believed energy should be directed wisely. You cannot control the behavior of others, but you can control where you stay. Sometimes the strongest response to disrespect is not confrontation. It is departure. Walking away from toxic environments preserves the discipline required to grow elsewhere. Lesson 9. Build inner discipline. Discipline is visible even when no one talks about it. People notice when someone maintains routines while others drift through life. They notice when someone keeps promises to themselves. They notice when someone continues working while others seek distractions. Discipline creates quiet power. It communicates that your life is guided by principles rather than impulses, and that kind of stability attracts respect naturally. Lesson 10. Respect yourself first. This is the foundation beneath everything else. If you secretly tolerate your own bad habits, the world will mirror that tolerance. If you ignore your own standards, others will ignore them as well. But when you hold yourself accountable to higher standards, your behavior changes. Your posture changes. Your tone changes. Your decisions become firmer. Over time, the way people treat you begins to shift. Because respect always begins internally before it appears externally. Respect is strange. It can disappear quickly, but it returns slowly. Not through speeches, not through arguments, through discipline repeated daily. Small decisions made consistently, habits strengthened quietly, until one day something changes. The same people who once overlooked you begin to treat you differently. Not because you demanded respect, because your actions began to command it. If this message challenged you, that discomfort is useful. Growth often begins exactly there. If you are someone rebuilding discipline, clarity, and self-respect, subscribe to this channel. This space is not for spectators. It is for people rebuilding themselves. And comment, respect, if today marks the moment you stop tolerating the habits that made you lose it in the first place. Because the moment you respect yourself again, the world slowly learns to follow.